I'm so happy to be with you. And thank you, music team, for a beautiful segue into our talk today. So let me ask some questions this morning, and don't answer this out loud, but think on these as I ask. How important is your inner peace? What value do you place on your peace of mind? Would you sell it for $10? Probably not. How about $100? How about $1,000 for your inner peace? 10,000? 100,000? How about 1,000,000? Okay, you might now have some questions, like, would it be forever? How long do I have to give up my peace of mind? Can I ever get it back? We might be considering this negotiation at $1 million. But our inner peace is important to us, isn't it? It is. And yet we throw it away every time we allow some person or event or article in the news to irritate us. It isn't even being stolen. We throw it away. We toss it aside willingly. No one is forcing us to get upset or to feel offended or indignant. We choose to allow something to irritate us. And yes, it happens to all of us, for we are human. And there is another way. There are many other ways to restore our peace of mind when we recognize what has just occurred and we choose to do something about it. This morning, we're talking about Ho'oponopono and a spiritual tool that was inspired by this practice. Ho'oponopono is defined in the Hawaiian dictionary as to put to rights, to correct, to revise, to adjust, amend, rectify, to make ready, as canoemen preparing to catch a wave. You can tell it's from a Hawaiian dictionary, can't you? As canoemen preparing to catch a wave. And the second definition is a mental cleansing. It's a family conference in which relationships are set right through prayer, discussion, confession, repentance, and mutual restitution and forgiveness. It is a traditional Hawaiian practice of reconciliation and forgiveness. And similar forgiveness practices are performed on islands throughout the South Pacific, in Samoa, Tahiti, and New Zealand. Traditional Ho'oponopono is practiced by indigenous Hawaiian healers, often within the extended family or by a family member. And it can be translated literally as to make right. To make right. And this is an ancient practice, Early Hawaiian historians documented a belief that illness was caused by breaking spiritual laws, and that illness could be cured when the suffering was atoned for their transgression with the assistance of prayer or a healing priest. So there was a ritual. I don't want to say there is a ritual, for this is an ancient practice, but it is still being used today. Usually a healing priest or the most senior member of the family conducts it, and they gather the family together. And the process begins with prayer. A statement of the problem is made, and the transgression is discussed. And family members are expected to work through and cooperate, not to hold fast to the fault, not to hold fast to the error. One or more periods of silence may be taken for reflection, maybe on the entanglement of emotions or injuries, emotional injuries. Everyone's feelings are acknowledged, everyone's. And then there's confession, repentance, and forgiveness takes place. The belief is that the healing could come only with complete forgiveness of the entire family. Everyone releases each other. They let go of whatever offense has been taken. They cut off the past, and together they close the event with a ceremonial feast. In the late 20th century, courts in Hawaii began to order juvenile and adult offenders to work with an elder who would conduct this ho'oponopono practice for their families as an alternative dispute resolution. How beautiful and creative is that? So this is the history of the sacred practice of ho'oponopono. We honor this ancient practice, and we honor those ancestors who made this a tradition, a way of being, truly a way of life. Now, Joe Vitale, who's an author best known for his appearance in the movie The Secret, has authored several books, and one that he wrote is called Zero Limits. And in this book, he describes a practice that he refers to as total responsibility. And it's inspired by Ho'oponopono. So let me clarify. It is not the fullness of Ho'oponopono. It carries elements and was inspired by this Hawaiian process of reconciliation and forgiveness. And the main objective of total responsibility is getting back to the place of peace within us, of being able to see life and the things that happen outside of us by dissolving the lenses that we each see through, which are tinted and distorted by our own embedded, often false, belief systems. So to reach this state where the past dissolves and anything is possible, we use the mantra, the 4 statements that you just heard in the song. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And the order is not important. The 4 statements carry such power. And the idea is of 100% responsibility, taking responsibility for everyone's actions, not only for our own. The problem would not be within our external reality. It would be within ourselves, our reaction to the extended reality. So how and when do we use these 4 statements? Anytime we feel any form of negative emotions arising within us to something externally or internally, anytime, and especially when you feel any form of judgment arising within you, even and especially something minor, because that happens so frequently in our lives where we just bump into each other. So let me give you a few examples. Let's say you find yourself not in a great mood. For whatever reason, you are not your normal, sweet, loving spirit. Maybe you forgot something at the store and you're frustrated with yourself for forgetting. You may be even angry at yourself. You really didn't want to go back to the store. Maybe you didn't sleep all that well the night before. Perhaps you have a persistent pain that is reminding you it's there. Maybe you stubbed your toe on the corner of the bed frame while you were getting ready in the morning. Maybe all of those things happened in the same day. So you drive back to the store. You're not happy about it, but you drive back to the store. You're able to find a parking place fairly easily. You park the car. You walk into the store. The sliding doors open for you. And then someone rushes past you, almost bumps into you, and grabs the cart that you were heading for. What thoughts might be running through your mind? Might you find yourself more than slightly irritated? There might be a judgment or two running across your thoughts. Now, on a day when you weren't already frustrated with yourself, had gotten a good night's sleep, felt relatively pain-free, and didn't stub your toe on the bed frame, you might have laughed that experience off. Yes, laughed it off, brushed it off, because you don't allow your peace to be disturbed for long. Those things that might be seen as minor irritations do not rule your world. But this day you are not happy. Who do they think they are anyway? Are they more important? Are they rushing to go do brain surgery? Wherever your mind goes when you're irritated. As soon as you recognize that you have reacted this way, you stop and you use those 4 statements of total responsibility. I'm sorry for making that judgment about you. I don't know you. I don't know what might be happening in your life right now. Please forgive me for reacting in a negative way to you. Thank you for who you are and the gifts you bring to this world. I love you. You are me. I am you. We are one. That shift occurs right then, right in that moment, the 25 seconds that it took to think that in your head, to speak that in your mind. And the upsetness is gone. It's released into the nothingness from which it came. Poof. You are back to being your most awesome, forgiving, sweet, loving self. Your day is not further ruined by someone you don't even know and may never see again. Instead, you have enriched the energy around you. You have shifted the energy in your space. You are now vibrating with a positive frequency, and you are carrying that with you as you continue about the store to shop. Each person that passes you feels a bit of calm that you are carrying, and your smile comes easily. You are at peace. 25 seconds, that's all it took to think this in your mind. And all it required was an awareness. You were not in a state of peace. You felt yourself thinking not kind thoughts about another person or situation. And you made the choice to think differently. You chose not to toss aside your inner peace. You chose not to throw it away. You instead chose to practice those 4 simple statements, adding whatever made them more relevant to you, as I did in the example. Or you might simply make the 4 statements alone. I add a little bit because it makes it more real to me, more accepting, but it's not necessary. It's what works for you. For in reality, whose responsibility is it to create and maintain a peaceful state of being? It's yours, and it's mine. So how else might this outpicture for you on a day-to-day basis? Spam telephone calls, we all get them. They are irritating, aren't they? They seem to come in waves. I sometimes get 10 or 15 or 20 in a day, and then the next day I'll get 2. My phone rings, I look at it, I see a number I don't recognize on my phone, I kind of growl a little bit and I ignore it. And I wait to see if a message is left. And if it isn't, well, that was spam. Or scam emails. Do you find yourself at times getting irritated that folks put so much energy into being thieves and trying to rob folks of their money in a dishonest way? Well, these moments, even though they're fleeting, we find ourselves irritated and we are giving away our peace of mind. 25 seconds, that's all it takes to say to yourself, I'm sorry, this is how you make money. I don't know your circumstances. Forgive me for forgetting that every man is my brother and every woman is my sister, and for making a judgment about what you do. Thank you for the gifts that you bring to this world. I love you. You are me. I am you. We are one. Poof. We are back into a space of peace. The very next spam call or or scam email you brush aside without a negative thought at all. Perhaps in your mind, you send a little heart emoji to whoever it might be. Perhaps a smile comes to your lips. Done. You have blessed the energy around you instead of fuming or disturbing your peace even a little bit. And you've sent a blessing outside of yourself. What else might take away your peace of mind? What about when you find yourself in conversation with someone who's making negative comments? I sometimes find myself trying to block or disregard, just not hear it. But I know that they will still affect me in some way. But this spiritual tool, total responsibility, 25 seconds is worth every second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for judging you as being negative, for judging you at all. Please forgive me. I know I can be negative at times also. It's a part of the human experience. Thank you for all the ways you do bless my life and those around you. You are a good person. And I love you. I truly do. I love the essence of who you are. This practice is so much better than trying to put up shields or avoiding someone or finding yourself in a low energy place, perhaps feeling personally offended by what they may have said. Instead, you've returned to a space of peace and you've blessed them in the process. Perhaps they can feel it at the time, or perhaps it will sink in later, but you've changed the energy. Now, what about negative things we say about ourselves? Self-blame, our own judgments, our self-talk that is so awful. We would never speak to anyone else this way. We can be incredibly mean towards ourselves, harsh, cruel even. Yes, it works for us too. When you find yourself criticizing, making judgments against yourself, use this spiritual tool of total responsibility. Say to yourself, I'm sorry. I know you are doing your very best, and I appreciate all the ways you are growing and showing up. Please forgive me for forgetting you are a beautiful child of God, a unique expression of the divine. Thank you, truly, for all the times you do remember who you are and express your most loving self. I love you. I do. So let's do that together right now. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes if you want to, if that will help you concentrate. Take in a nice deep breath and release. And accept these words as your own, as if you were speaking them to yourself. I'm sorry. I know I am doing my very best, and I appreciate all the ways I am growing and showing up. Please forgive me for forgetting I'm a beautiful child of God. I am. I am a unique expression of the divine. Thank you, truly. Thank you for all the times I do remember who I am and express my most loving self. I love you. I do. Breathe in and out again, accepting and cementing these words into your being. We are each fully capable of using these spiritual tools to improve our lives and elevate the energy of our world. For unity is practical Christianity. We must put into practice those things we learn in our day-to-day experiences. Try it this week, today, whenever you find yourself not in perfect peace. For we value our peace of mind and we protect it from all sources, external and internal. We know it's ours to do, and I'll be joining you in this practice this week. And so it is, my friends. God bless you.